Hi there, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Daria. I converted this channel currently from art channel to a booktube channel, so I'm gonna be talking about books here. And in today's video, I would like to share with you my reading plans. I shared in my last video, in my booktube introduction video, I shared my current reads. By the time this is up, I'm probably reading one of the books I'm about to show you, but my current reading plans are basically dictated by my library, by the books that were available, by the books that came available, holds that came available. So let's jump into it. So first, 3 books are the books by Han Kang, who is this year's Nobel Prize for Literature winner. She won the prize announcement. The winner announcement was just about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit more. Maybe when you're watching it was a lot longer. And I haven't had much interest in Nobel Prize for Literature so far, but because I'm so much more into books now, I'm so much more into prizes, and Han Kang is someone I have read before, I wanted to go out and basically read everything that is available to me to read. I have read before The Vegetarian and Greek Lessons. I liked both. Vegetarian was quite a weird ride. I think at the time I didn't understand it fully, but I enjoyed it. It was just weird. It's one of those weird books that you're kind of, I don't know what is happening. I think this is a lot of symbolism and I'm not sure where it's going. And then Greek Lessons, actually, I think I liked more, and mostly because Greek Lessons had the subject of a little bit, but there was a subject of linguistics in it, which I massively enjoy, and I really look out for it in books. So I haven't read, well, probably the most loved, the most accomplished books of Han Kang. Had a motivation to request them and get them from the library. So I have 3 here, and you might be surprised because all the Han Kang books that were translated to English so far, there were 4, and in total with the 2 I read, it's 5. So what is it? So let's start with the one that maybe not many people know about. This is a very weird library copy. One of my libraries does like rebinding books in a very weird way. Feels very I don't know, academic. But the book, it is a short story by Han Kang, translated by Yeon Sung-hee. This is Convalescence. And this is a book that is a bilingual book. So it's both in original Korean and English. So each page, it's one story, and there's quite a long afterword and some other information, but each page is basically Korean on one side and English on the other side, which is fascinating. I wish I could read Korean, read and understand Korean, but I don't. But if there is anyone who does, or who's maybe learning Korean, this is amazing. This was published by Asia Publishers, Bilingual Edition, Modern Korean Literature, number 024. So it must be a series. So that's the one that I actually am planning to read first. It's very short. I'm very curious what it's gonna be, especially because I haven't heard anyone talk about it. And then I have here Human Acts, which also is one of, I think this is the most loved, the most accomplished, the book that everyone kind of talks about, that this is their favorite book of, from Han Kang. This is Human Acts, translated by Deborah Smith, from the Korean, of course. And then the last one is The White Book. It doesn't have a cover. This library doesn't do covers. So I'm kind of not sure if I should read all of them one after another or give myself some breaks. I think I'll have to see once I start reading them. But I'm very, very looking forward to that. I'm also very interested in reading her newest translation to English. I think it's called We Do Not Part, and it's coming out next year. But the funny thing is that that book has been translated to Polish earlier, which means because I read in Polish as well, and it's already a translation, and it's a language, Korean is a language that has no connections to Polish or English, then I'm just not picky about it. So I could, in theory, read We Do Not Part earlier before the English release. So I'm considering that. I'm thinking where I can find it. Next book is Stoneyard Devotional by Charlotte Wood. And I reserved it at the library. I had to wait a little bit because, of course, it was popular because it's currently shortlisted for the Booker Prize. And I heard about this book before. I was quite interested in reading it. I kind of didn't check if my library has it. But then once it was longlisted for the Booker, and I kind of was interested in trying to read as many Booker longlistees that I could. So I reserved it. It just recently came available to me. And I am planning to read it pretty soon, probably somewhere between Hanggang. Next one is another book inspired by prizes. Catalina by Carla Cornejo Villavicencio. I'm sorry if I'm reading the names of the authors wrong. I do speak 2 languages and I'm learning the 3rd one, but none of them are adjacent, and I don't have a talent for languages. I'm sorry about that. I know this is my fault. But this book has been longlisted for the National Book Prize. Yeah, that's what it's called. Which also the long list was really interesting. My plan was again to find and read as many as possible because they all sounded amazing. I already read a few. I am planning to read a few more. I have one of them. I might actually do a video about this current year's book prizes reading that I have done. But I'm really interested in this one. I actually am not sure what it is about. I think it's historical fiction. I really want to go into it without knowing. So I'm not planning to really read the blurb. I'm just gonna go into it. It's quite short. It's again like 200 pages. So I think this will be a nice, quick read. Next, I have a few backlist titles. So one that I'm very excited to get to is Max Porter Lanny. I have read, I'm not all of Max Porter's books. I'm actually unsure how many there are, but I read a few, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoy Max Porter's writing. Most of his books are sort of about boyhood, which, well, I guess it's not a subject that I'm very well versed at, but I just find his writing and the way the books are sort of formatted and presented infinitely interesting. For example, like, I see this and I know I want to read this book. I just really gravitate towards books that do those kinds of things. So it's a backlist title. I can't believe I haven't read it yet, but Max Porter is an author that I really want to slowly just get through everything and kind of be up to date whenever there's a new release. Just like get on it, because I love stuff. Next from the backlist is Pet by Akwaeke Emezi. I have discovered this year, I have read Akwaeke Emezi before, but this year I have discovered how much I am pulled into their writing and them as a person in general. I really find their story amazing. I have read on audio their memoir, which was incredible. So this year I just kind of decided that another author that I just want to read everything from. And funnily enough, a few days ago, or whenever this video is up, maybe weeks ago, there was a new book announced from them, which is called Somadina, I think, which will be YA dark fantasy book. And that's everything I want. Honestly, I just want it. But this Pet is also YA, and I heard from a few people that actually this is their favorite book of Akwaeke Emezi. I don't have a favorite yet. I guess I didn't read enough just yet. I read Death of Vivek Oji, I read Freshwater, the memoir, I forgot the name, sorry. I think that is it. So, and their poetry collection. Oh my god, the poetry collection was incredible, absolutely incredible. So this is the next one. I'm really buzzing to read this, and sometime after that I'll also read, I don't know if it's a prequel or sequel to this, Bitter. I think it's called Bitter. So, and it's again very short. So that should be a really, really cool thing to read. Next on the backlist is Elif Shafak, 10 minutes, 38 seconds in this strange world. I have never read Elif Shafak. Partly picking this up, I guess, was sparked because of the new release. I can't remember the title right now. And I wasn't planning to pick this book up, but when I was in the library, I always kind of go to the section where there's like just returned books, because often there's something that I was kind of looking forward to picking up, and then it's just there, so I just pick it. And this was the story. I just saw it there. I remembered just days before that hearing someone talk about this. So I was like, you're coming home with me. It's a backlist title, but I guess it will be nice to read it before I jumped into Elif Shafak's newer books. Why not? And the new release, of course, will be so hard to get in the library because that's a very, I guess, beloved author, so it's gonna be a bit cute. Another backlist title is, again without cover, it's Untold Night and Day by Sua. I'm sorry again if I said it wrong. It's translated from the Korean by Deborah Smith. It's a book that I heard someone say incredible things about. I have no memory of what it actually was. I just remember the feeling of hearing that and thinking, I need to read this. I really think I will love this. So I reserved it, and it's here. And it's again very short. I guess we have a theme of quite short books recently. Looks like it's really just like 150 pages. That's a bite-sized book. That's maybe a weekend or even one weekend day book. Next one is actually not a backlist. It's a new release. And I'm sort of unsure if I want to if I actually want to read it, if it's not gonna go back to the library unread. But it's Sipsworth by Simon van Boy. Where did I hear about this? I heard about it from BookTube. Absolutely, just gone from my mind. If I remember, I'll put it in the description. But this sounded like a very cozy, like sort of heartwarming book. And I guess at the time when I was picking it up, I kind of felt like I needed to read something that's like nice, that like feels hopeful. And I think it's a story of an old woman who is alone, who lost her husband, and somehow kind of makes friends with a tiny mouse that appears in her house or apartment. And everything about that just sounds so lovely. But again, when I was picking it up, I was in the mood, and currently I'm not sure if I'm in the mood. So I will see. If maybe I can extend the loan period and kind of wait for a moment when I really feel it. But if not, it's alright. It's a library book. It's gonna be there. I can pick it up another month or next year or whatever. I have I have 2 more books that are also backlist titles that are again in horrible rebound library covers. That library just does not trust the users, and every book that is purchased as a paperback, they just rebind it, I guess, to be more sturdy, and I guess it works, but it's not that cool to show them. They do preserve the covers, so let me show you the actual cutout covers. So another one that I wanted to read for quite a while, and it's actually funny because, well, let me just tell you the title. It's The Laugh of Heaven by Ursula K. Le Guin. I am such a fan of Ursula. I haven't, she wrote so many books, and I've only read a few, but those, in general, I only read a few, but I was very interested in her as a person, like her writing, her like evolution of her as a writer. I find it incredibly interesting. She made mistakes, but she learned from them, and she got better. Like she fixed her own mistakes and was very vocal on them, and I absolutely love that about her. But this book was it was kind of not my priority from everything she wrote, but someone, I remember I posted maybe on Instagram some like books that I really like, or I don't know, favorites, something like that, and I kind of asked for recommendation based on that, and someone commented, you're gonna love this. So it's been on my mind. It's been maybe almost a year, maybe less, since that comment, but it's been on my mind ever since, and I finally got it from the library, and I will read it. And this is another sci-fi, since in my last video I kind of said that I love sci-fi, but I don't read enough, so this will be one of them that I will read. And the last one is a book that I cannot tell you how it appeared on my radar, but it's another book that I have been trying to get for maybe even like 2 years, or close to 2 years. It's Lark Ascending by Silas House. Again, sorry about the ugly book situation. It's a book that I was trying to track down for ages. It's even hard to buy it here where I live. So I just kind of gave up. I was like, okay, there's gonna be a day when somehow I find it, it's available. I don't know, maybe I'll find it in that secondhand bookshop somewhere. It will come, and I will read it, and I'll see what it's about. And I cannot remember where I got the recommendation from. I just vividly remember someone being like, this is great, read it. Not even personally to me, someone was just saying that they really like this book or like recommend it or something. So I will try. I'm actually absolutely not sure what it's about. I think it's some like speculative fiction territory. It's also really not that long. Well, average, it's like almost, well, 270 pages maybe, 280. So it's absolutely doable. I just have to do it. And it's one of the books from the library that has been sitting here for a bit too long because I just somehow haven't felt the urge to pick it up. But maybe this will inspire me. Talking about them makes me want to read them more, makes me think about what is the next one I'm in the mood for. You know how people call themselves mood readers, and maybe I can call myself a mood reader, but since I'm reading mostly library books, I can't really do much mood reading because whatever is available, I just have to get it then, now. Because if I don't, someone will take it and it's not gonna be available for like months. So sometimes I might not be in the mood, but it's a book that I really want to read, so I'll just get it and try, and worst case, just give it back unread and try another time. So these are my plans. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how long it takes me to read all of them. My plans, there's also a whole digital part of my reading plans in Libby. All of my digital holds, there's a lot of them. So I will not get into it right now. I'm also not planning to really edit my videos much or at all unless I really stumble on my words and like have to cut. So digital holds are a whole different story. I don't want to edit videos and like put, you know, picture covers of the books. That's just too much work for me right now. So I'll find another way to talk about it. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you stick around for another videos, however long it takes me to make another one. But I have a lot of ideas, so let's see. Thanks for watching. Bye.